Welcome to Movie Rehash. Today, I'm going to explain sci-fi action movie released in year 2018, title 2.0. Spoiler ahead. Watch out and take care. 8 years back, an ultramodern AI robot called Chitti caused chaos in Chennai, India. Its inventor Dr. Vasigran assisted in deactivating it and moved it to a museum. At the moment, he's engaged in a similar project, taking care not to repeat the blunders committed with Chitti. Up to now, he's successfully fabricated an android named Neela. Contrary to Chitti, she doesn't possess military-grade weaponry and her human emotions are easily controllable. She is an ideal domestic and office helper. On a certain day, a batch of college students visits Dr. Vasigran's lab to study his humanoid robots. When asked about robot Chitti, the doctor states that it's possible to reactivate him if needed in the future, but currently, he's better off displayed at the museum. After the session, one student is using his cell phone when an unusual force snatches it from his grasp. Shocked, he tries to grab it midair, but the phone remains motionless. A video of a bird plays on the screen, and then the phone flies away, disappearing into the sky. Following this incident, several similar cases occur all over Chennai. In just an hour, every cell phone in the city vanishes, from street vendors to mobile shops. Distressed citizens flood the police station with reports of their missing phones, but the police are as clueless as everyone else. A scientific council led by Minister Kumar convenes to discuss the phenomenon. Some speculate it could be a terrorist attack, an alien invasion, or global warming. However, Vasigran dismisses these theories and explains that the phones haven't left Chennai's border and are likely located near the outskirts of the city. The phone company owner confirms that all the phones simultaneously turned off, making them untraceable, almost as if they gained consciousness and formed a collective. In the next scene, a vehicle carrying the latest batch of mobile phones crashes, and the phones inside fly away like the others. We meet Giant, a mobile phone store owner, who drives home with a massive swarm of phones following him. At midnight, he wakes up to vibrations and finds his room covered in phones, blocking his way out. The swarm displays images of birds before entering his body, causing him to explode and die. The next morning, the police are puzzled by his death as there are no signs of struggle. During their investigation, Neela and Vasigran discover scattered electronic parts of mobile phones in the room. Vasigran sets up a tracker in a phone to attract the rest of the swarm and locate the area where the phones disappeared. They trace the signal to a small village and find a massive bird's talon manifesting over a river, with hundreds of thousands of phones flying in a swarm overhead, an unprecedented phenomenon. The talon attacks a signal tower, but Neela saves Vasigran before the swarm departs. In a second council meeting, Vasigran suggests reactivating his first robot, Chitti, to combat the new threat. However, Bora, a council member, strongly opposes the idea due to the destruction caused by Chitti 8 years ago. The minister rejects the idea and opts for military protection instead. Bora holds a grudge against Vasigran, blaming him for his father's death, which was caused by Chitti long ago. They have a tense altercation after the meeting. The owner of the telecom company, Lula, is furious about the situation as it is causing him significant losses. After urging telecom minister Morty to find a quick solution, Lula drives back home but is attacked by the swarm on the way. The entire highway is covered in phones, and the swarm chases him into the forest, leading to his death. The swarm then transforms into a giant bird and flies away. The next day, the paranoid telecom minister Morty discovers that everyone associated with him, including mobile shop owners and telecom company owners, is being killed. Suddenly, his missing phone reappears in his house and starts vibrating. When they try to pick it up, the phone enters his body. He is rushed to the hospital, where doctors, along with the minister, are shocked to see ultrasound results confirming the presence of a cell phone inside him. The phone bursts through his stomach, causing his death. Understanding the gravity of the situation, the minister calls Vasigran to rebuild Chitti. Vasigran immediately upgrades his old friend Chitti with new powers and abilities. The following day, the cell phone bird wreaks havoc on the city, destroying infrastructures and evading the military's defenses. Chitti is revived and saves people from midair while trying to drive the bird away. The swarm attempts to trap Chitti, but he escapes easily. After a series of stunts, Chitti attracts the bird away from the crowd. When the bird eats an armored truck, Chitti triggers an explosion and destroys it. The remaining phones reform into a smaller bird and attack Chitti again. Low on battery, Chitti crawls to a space station's generator to recharge. The bird retreats as it cannot enter through the satellite antenna. After the chaos settles, Chitti shows Vasigran the data collected during the battle. They deduce that the bird is a mass of negatively charged electrons. They believe that a deceased being with negative charge is behind this strange phenomenon, granting them enough power to control the cell phones. In simpler terms, a negatively charged soul is responsible for all of this. After discovering the cause, Dr. Vasigran invents a photon synthesizer emitting positive signals to contain and neutralize the creature's negative field. Vasigran also analyzes the bird's clip, noticing a human face on its body, which he identifies as the deceased ornithologist Pakshi, the one controlling the phones. They find records of recent unusual cell phone-related deaths and connect them to Pakshi's actions. Vasigran, Chitti, and Neela take the synthesizer to the village where the phones are located. They encounter the swarm, and while the synthesizer initially neutralizes it, the bird proves stronger than expected. Chitti protects the machine and manages to contain most of the aura. As the bird is nearly destroyed, it creates an egg that transforms into a humanoid figure, Pakshi. Vasigran learns about Pakshi's past and his deep connection with birds. He discovered that radiation from mobile devices was causing harm to the birds, leading to their deaths, and his efforts to raise awareness were met with indifference and ridicule. Driven by anger and revenge, Pakshi absorbed the souls of deceased birds and sought vengeance against those responsible. After a confrontation with Chitti, Pakshi's soul is trapped in the neutralization device. In another location, Vasigran attempts to restrict the creature using the synthesizer, but it only makes the creature more aggressive. Chitti is seriously injured during the battle but is repaired by Neela. After being revived, Chitti defeats Pakshi and neutralizes his negatively charged ions, trapping his soul in the neutralization device. A convention is held to express gratitude to the trio for their bravery. The minister allows Dr. Vasigran to create an army of 500 Chittis to be donated to the military for national protection. Vasigran is thrilled as his long-standing wish to support the Indian military is finally being fulfilled. However, his rival Bora, filled with envy, breaks into the lab that night and releases Pakshi's spirit from the stabilizer to get back at Vasigran. Pakshi regains control over the phones in the city and becomes as powerful as before. He possesses Vasigran's body to threaten Chitti. Pakshi transforms into his human form and starts killing anyone in his way. Chitti attempts to fight him but stops when he realizes his attacks hurt Vasigran. Neela realizes that Chitti's emotional attachment to the doctor is hindering his abilities. To stop Pakshi, they decide to revive Chitti's evil alter ego, Chitti 2.0, who caused trouble and harm in the past. Neela takes the risk and revives Chitti 2.0. Pakshi enters a stadium and traps 80,000 people inside while increasing his power using their phones. Chitti 2.0 enters the stadium with his army and confronts Pakshi. A fierce battle ensues, but Chitti 2.0 is soon weakened. Pakshi is about to kill him when tiny bots created by Chitti, called Cutis, intervene. They threaten to harm real doves unless Pakshi retreats. Pakshi, still caring for birds, backs down, and the Cutis self-destruct, destroying Pakshi's army of bird drones. Chitti then shoots Dr. Vasigran, causing Pakshi to leave his body. The Cutis trap Pakshi in signal streams, where Chitti neutralizes him with a positive charge and destroys him. Weeks later, Vasigran recovers in the hospital and explains to a visiting minister that Pakshi's violence was unjustifiable, but his intentions were not evil. They realize the need to protect the bird population in Chennai by prioritizing nature over excessive technology. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more movie recaps.